The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Hello, it's Thursday. This is the first time listening to the show, welcome. If it's not, guys, my kanks are on the mend. I was a little cranky and canky earlier this week. I developed massive canker sores on my fucking tongue that all started on Saturday. I was dining at a restaurant I used to work at in college. I don't know why I'm talking very St. Louis today, but I'm in the mood.
Because you just talked to your mom, probably.
Yeah, probably that. Even though she's from Cincinnati originally, but we definitely adapted a St. Louis kind of accent. I talked to it's almost like Fargo, you know? Have you ever seen Fargo, you know?
Yeah.
So my mom, so I ate at Aladdin Cafe in Lawrence, Kansas. And I took a bite of this, like, I think, nightshades. I might be allergic to them, even though baba ganoush is my favorite fucking food. And it's made out of eggplant. Anywho, my tongue erupted, like just got big, swelled. On the sides, it like gets bumpy and swells when I have an allergic reaction to tomatoes and lectins. And then I bit the side of my mouth because it's swollen, and then boom, cankers. And then those cankers just bred more cankies. And man, I was just poor little Nikki. I got that Debacterol, which was like this treatment for it that my ortho hooked up for me. So painful. I did it yesterday, and like the treatment's so painful, and then afterwards for like 5 to 10 minutes, it's just stinging so bad that it's the worst pain I've ever felt. Right up there with migraines, like worst pain. And I'm just crying on Kirsten was kind of like rubbing my back. I'm just like feeling so sorry for myself. It almost felt good because it gave me a reason to cry, which I want to cry just about being stressed out. And sometimes I can't. So it was nice to just cry and be like, it hurts so bad and no one understands. But canker sores are so painful. And I can't do my two favorite things, which are talk and eat. But then I wrote my orthodontist again and I said, listen, Debacterol is not working for me. And they're getting worse. And I sent her a photo that is alarming. The mouth sores, like I sent this photo to so many people, like on this thing that I'm doing where cameras are following me. I was like, guys, look at my mouth. Be sad for me. Maybe cancel the shoot. And they were all like, Jesus Christ. I mean, they were just gigantic white blobs under my tongue. And if you have canker sores, it just like hurts looking at them if you've ever known that pain. Anyway, I wrote to my orthodontist again, sent her a picture, and she was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to prescribe you this mouthwash, this other mouthwash, and then another balm. And man, if you get canker sores, the mouthwash that really did it for me was an antacid, like Mylanta. That's what she was saying. She was saying, it's maybe try switching around Mylanta. And I was like, I had never heard of that. But she goes, I'm just going to give you a prescription for something like it. Boy, the soothing. It was almost instant, where it was just like, oh my God, the answer. There was like some steroid thing too that I took. So, I mean, it was all just like, thank God for modern medicine, M&Ms. I literally said that yesterday. I go, thank God that my local pharmacy has something on their shelf that will take away this pain that radiates through my eardrum in my brain and is making me miserable and making me so not able to be fun, friendly, funny. And you don't even realize I was just like, wow, I just wasn't funny yesterday, I guess. I've just been not in a good mood, and I thought it was because of I told you this, I was getting upset about relationships in my life, and it was all cranky canky. And now they're gone. And today I woke up and I'm so grateful for they're still there. There's still a little pain, but man, 95% better than it was. And God, I have so much appreciation for not being in chronic pain. And if you are out there in chronic pain, I feel for you so much. So much. I have all the swells for you. My tongue had all the swells too this weekend, and that's why I bit it. But it's just there's nothing like getting well to make you appreciate how good life is and how grateful you are and how good you have it for about an hour or two. And then you go back to bitching about, that my Instagram is being slow. My phone is God, the storage is full. I've heard so many people complain about their storage being full on their phones recently. That's the number one complaint for people in my life. I'm like, our lives are pretty fucking good then. No, you said, you asked me before we started the podcast, how's your cankers? And then you said, how's your soul and mind? And I was like, oh, we should always do that. We should, no, you said
soul and brain.
SBS. Soul, body, brain. BSB. Backstreet Boys, body, soul, brain. So I love that. Let's check in on, my body is like an 8.5 today, but I'm appreciating it like it's a 12. My soul is feeling very good, and I'm at a 10 for my soul, and my brain is probably like an 8.5. So I'm really firing. I'm firing off. I'm feeling good. What about you? What's your BSB today?
Body feels, I would say maybe like a 7, 8. Soul, I'd say like a 4, because I realize I have some like unresolved conflicts that I'm just like avoiding, and I just got to take care of it. And
what are you gonna do? Without going into detail.
I'm not gonna go into detail. I have a call with my therapist today, which is good. I didn't have one last week because she was on vacation. And man, I needed it last week. Right? Yeah, exactly.
It is so nice to. With that, you don't have to go into any detail whatsoever, but what you thought this thing wasn't bothering you anymore, or was it a new thing that you never even knew existed and you're like, holy shit, I've got resentments here? Was it like that, or is it something that you thought was resolved and now is bubbling up? Where do you categorize it?
So, okay, it's two things, but I'll talk about one. One of it has to do with my mom and like us not speaking, and I just have to address it. Like, I have to figure out a relationship that makes me feel comfortable and also like not guilty, and also not like I'm doing something against my will, So I'm just
God, it's so complex.
I'm so torn up about it. I don't know what I want from that relationship, but I definitely don't want to feel what I feel right now, like not speaking to my mother, and she's kind of like alone. So it's just it's really tearing me up, to be honest.
I hear you. That's got to be so hard because you're hurt. The things you're hurt about, you're probably not going to get the, I'm just going to guess that, when I've been in these situations, you're hurt by someone. They're not going to apologize or be accountable for how they've hurt you in the way that you need to actually move on. Or maybe there's no way that they could. Yet they're still alive. They're in pain, or alone or whatever. You feel a guilt for not being there for them, but you also, like you said, you don't want to just do it because, but she's your mom, Noah. She's blood. Like this whole thing of like, well, someone should have said that to her when she did blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing, or I'm projecting. But it's like, so often I think back on the therapist I had who was pretty terrible to me for a while, and she was the first person to kind of go, oh, your parents, you thought they were perfect, which is great, and it helped you survive, and they are so good. I'm like, but they dropped the ball some places, and maybe in obvious places, others not so obvious. And I remember she said that I had to mourn the loss of the mom that I wanted to have. And that's not, if my mom watches this, I want her to know that doesn't mean that you're not a great mom. That means that we all have this fairy tale kind of, we imagine our perfect mom, and no one's ever going to be that. And so I have to mourn the loss of the mom that I wish would do this thing and ask me about this thing and touch me in this way. And I wish I had the dad that would have done this instead of this. And, and you just go, there's like this anger of like, why didn't I get that mom? And you almost have to kill her. Like I remember feeling like my mom like died or something like this. I had to kill off this person I was waiting for her to become. And it was like this really, I don't know if anyone's been through it before. And I'm sure you have, Noah, you've done so much work, but this kind of mourning process of like killing off the expectations. And it doesn't make everything perfect overnight, but like having no expectations. But at the same time, my old therapist wanted me to like cut off things with my mom. If she doesn't do this and change her ways, I have to put a boundary and go, then I don't want to be around you anymore. And that was her method that she wanted me to employ. And I tried it for a little bit and I just didn't want to do that. And thank God, like my mom's not perfect. I still get so aggravated with her and it's a different situation than yours, but, and with my dad as well. And I believe if I ever have kids, they'll deal with the same thing. Well, they'll have to kill off the version of the mom who isn't me. Whoever I end up marrying is going to have to kill off the version of the woman that they thought that they were going to marry. And I love to do that too for the man. Like, I'm sure there are things that Avi does that you're like, okay, I wish he didn't do that, or I wish I could change that. That's why I'm very fascinated in my friends' husbands and like the people they've chosen to be with forever. Like, but he's not like, what about when he does something that you're like, why do you do that? Like, how do you just not go, I can't be with someone like this. Like, I just want to cut it off and go, bye. And especially because they're not, I don't know what that is about me that wants to just do what you're probably doing to your mom right now and going like, well, fuck you. If you're not going to change and you don't want to address this, bye. But then there's all the things where you're like, I don't know, Noah. Do you just feel like there's still a relationship to glean from like reaching out to your mom again?
Okay, well, that's the thing. The answer to that is no. I don't see having any kind of meaningful relationship with her. But at the same time, I do feel, I'm like, there's a pandemic. The whole world seems to be like crumbling apart and she's on her own. Like she moved to a different state away from all of us. And I just don't feel like a good person.
I know. I get what you're saying. But, and like, do you ever think about looking at it from like a social worker's perspective? If she was one of your, like, she was on your sheet of people you have to check in on? Like, just a job, checking in to be like, are you well? Like, are you good? I want to talk to you. Tell me a story about your life. Like, checklist to make you feel like you're not alone and having no, because I think, I'm guessing you've let a lot of the expectations go. It sounds like you're not expecting any kind of relationship, but there must be something holding you back from reaching out to her because there must be some kind of feeling that you get after it that makes you feel sad or bad.
Yeah, or angry.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be an angry person. And I think it's just like, I have to learn how to manage that relationship, how to set boundaries better, and how to keep the door open as much as I want. Because she tends to just like barge in, and I don't think it comes from a bad place. I just can't take it, and I have to learn how to control how much the door opens.
And I think you're hitting it so like right. Like, I want to tell you right now, first of all, you're a good person. And I know that me telling you that is not going to make you just like go, oh, okay, thanks, Nikki. I'm done feeling that way. But you really are, girl. Like, anyone who knows you knows that you're there for your friends. And anyone who is loving to you, you're loving to them. And even people who aren't loving, like just strangers, you're just like such a kind person. And if your mom deserved your kindness, you would give it to her, even a little bit. Like, it says a lot that you are wanting to put up a boundary there. And like, people make their own beds, and there's something so sad about living alone and being alone, and they really don't have a choice. with no free will, I do believe like your mom does not have a choice but to be alone. Like you go, oh, just make some friends, like go out and find a hobby and like meet people. It's just like they can't fucking do it, and they just it's so sad. It's just sad to think of someone that just being alone. Just loneliness is sad, but it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your own. But the anger thing, dude.
Thanks, Nikki.
I mean, I had an anger explosion last night that I was just like, did not know how to like even deal with the anger that spouted out of me, because I felt in a moment, Andrew and I had like a really good talk last night, right before we went to bed. But it was only spurred by the fact that we were talking about, some drama in our lives, and I misunderstood something that he was saying, and I felt like he was kind of saying, I mean, the only reason we hang out is because you're my boss. Like, otherwise it's, we kind of, but it's difficult having a best friend who is of the opposite sex, who is, an attractive person for both of us, for both, and like, the thing is, Brenna's so cool about it. Never has made me feel weird. There's no reason she should feel weird. Anyone who knows us knows that that's the way our relationship is. But it seems to be, it's just not something that I think a lot of people can understand or handle. And I am really resentful of the fact that I've been talking about this all week. Like, when you get married, you just have to like kiss your one life goodbye, because your life becomes someone else. And it's not like you kiss it goodbye completely, but it's really hard to integrate the single life, which I'm not out like fucking people every night, but it's like, I've always said when Andrew and I get partners that we're going to hang out less, right? Like, that just happens because we're both like, the reason we hang out so much is because we don't have, we're pretty much filling that role without the sexual stuff. But also, we're friends. So like, if we were just best guy friends, it wouldn't be of discussion if Brenna was cool with it or not, which she is. But we wouldn't go, wow, she's so cool about you being friends with me. If I was a guy, it wouldn't be of note. And I was just kind of getting frustrated. And we watched Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion last night with Kirsten. And I was like, with Kirsten, and that movie is so sweet about two adult best friends who live together, two women. And, in the end of the movie, Michelle gets the guy and Romy is just like hanging out with her. And I was like, the whole movie, Andrew kept saying that Kirsten was a Romy and I was a Michelle. And I'm like, secretly, I was like, I know I'm a Romy. I'm the girl that doesn't get the guy, but who like has good ideas and is like, come on, Michelle, like, let's do this. And Michelle's just like, okay, let's do it. She's like fun and a little bit more adventurous and like everyone likes her and bubbly. And then in the end, Michelle gets the guy, and then Romy's like, can I come along in your helicopter with you? Like, Romy doesn't end up with a guy, which I kind of like about that. And they end up like opening a shop together. And I'm like, I want that. And I feel like, when I'm pursuing my own relationship and I see, and we talk about Andrew moving out, I'm totally fine with us moving out. I just don't know that we'll hang out as much. And there's a little bit of sadness to me about that. But also, I think where I got really upset was that, he was saying like, guys shouldn't even have a big problem with us hanging out because, Brenna's so cool about it. And I probably, a lot of my life revolves more around you. I spend more of my time doing what you want to do than you do what I want to do. So a guy that might be threatened by me in your life, if we're talking about you dating men and having conflict when you tell them that you live with your best friend or like you have a best guy friend that you're like work partners with, those guys shouldn't be as jealous as Brenna has reason to be, because I spend way more time with you doing what you want to do around your schedule than you do with me. And I go, yeah, because you work for me. Like, that would also be like, Brenna's so cool that I go to work. And I'm like, why does Brenna have to why do we even have to? And the thing is, this is not about Brenna is cool and has never been an issue, but I just took it as like, oh, well, isn't that convenient for you when maybe, and let's not even say Brenna, any girl in your life would ever get threatened by me. You can throw me under the bus and be like, well, I have to. She's my boss. Whereas when a guy gets jealous of you in my life, I go, I want him around because I like him. Like I don't have the excuse of like, he's my boss. I got it. Sorry, babe. And it's like that offended me a little bit because I'm like, I want to be able to be friends with anyone and have them go, no, she's my friend. I like hanging out with her, as opposed to, I don't even want to, but like, I got to make a paycheck. She pays me. And I just felt like it was, do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just snapped. I was like, oh, Brenna's so sweet to let you to let you work for me. And like, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And that you wouldn't otherwise. And now I even said, I go, I know you fucking throw me under the bus if she's a little bit annoyed that you have to go out of town for the weekend. You're not like, I want to. You're just like, well, Nikki needs me there. Like, it's like, Nikki, she's a lot. Like, I know how we talk about our bosses. And listen, I can be a lot. But I don't get to use men in my life as an excuse like that. Like, I got to put up with Andrew. I don't need to make an excuse. I can just be like, I actually like him a lot and he makes me laugh. That's why I want him around. And if you have a problem with that, well then, bye. I have to kind of like, I have to say the harder thing, which is I like someone aside from the fact that they pay me or something. And, that's just the nature of our relationship. And so it just made me feel like, fuck, I doubt he would hang out with me if I didn't give him an opportunity. But I just know that's not true.
That's not true.
And that's why we kept talking. And then we got to a place where I was like, listen, I know you didn't mean to say that, but it just felt like I'm the old like ball and chain that you can just go, God, Brenna, I don't want to be with her. I just have to. And it's like, sometimes you do want to hang out with me and that's okay too. That you don't need to make it like, I don't want to. Like, you should be able to just go get lunch with me and not because I'm your boss, but because you want to. And I feel like, men and women can't really be friends because if we want to have relationships outside of that, it's too threatening. And this is not talking about anyone in our immediate lives. I'm just like kind of examining, I just feel like marriages and relationships feel like a trap and feel like ownership. And I don't want to be owned. And I don't want to feel like I have to, I have to hang out with Andrew because he has this thing I need to pick. He's bringing this thing from that I have to get from. It's like, can't we just be like, I like this person and it doesn't mean, I don't know. But I said to Andrew, I go, would you be okay with Brenna having a best friend that's a guy that makes her laugh harder than, that makes her laugh the hardest she's ever laughed? Would you be okay with that? And he was like, I go, right? So I'm kind of, it's not a great position to be in. So I got to dump him. But let's get him in here so I can talk to him about it. Just kidding. And that brings us to Just Kidding, which we'll talk about in a second. Andrew! Hey, Glovey.
Wait, what's going on?
Sweet look. Did you like that text I just sent you?
Yeah. Well, at first, I didn't get the video. It's funny when you send the video.
Oh, my God. You didn't get the video at first, so you were just freaking out?
Not freaking out, but I was just like, did you get my text?
Yeah, so I texted him last night after I just told them about our talk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I said that after we talked, I didn't say this, but I just was like feeling so good. I was just like, oh, that was the best talk. Like we resolved this like really tense moment where I got really angry, more angry than I've been in a really long time because I felt like you were saying you only hang out with me because I pay you.
No.
And that's how I misinterpreted it.
I mean, if it was more money. No, yeah, I think it got lost in my mouthulation.
Yeah.
It's funny, like it'd probably be with my lisp, it's probably better I just text you.
If you did like the voice speak, it would just be snake emojis. And like water splashes. And your phone, you'd have to put your phone in rice. No, but I like.
That's a knee slap.
We had a good talk, and so I we rarely express like, I was just feeling like a lot of love for you as my friend. I was just like, the same way I say to my girlfriends all the time, like, God, I love you. Like, I was just like, I love you. Thank you so much for that. I forget what I said. Before we went to bed. And he didn't write back because it didn't even deliver. I wasn't like, what the fuck? And then this morning you wrote me back and a really nice thing. But I was driving when I got your text, so I couldn't write back because I was already texting someone else. And I was reading a book as I was on the highway. And
and you were in the backseat.
And then I also saw my mom this morning, and she kept saying her classic, just kidding. My mom does this thing, Noah, where she will say something really offensive. She'll be like, Nikki, that skirt is too short on you. Just kidding. Like, she'll be like,
I love the Taliban.
Just kidding. And she just cuts it with this, JK. Just kidding. And so today I got her to say a just kidding. And I filmed it, and I didn't even film it knowing that I was going to use it, but then I wrote back Andrew after he wrote me back. So he wrote me back in the morning after I'd sent it. We had just gone to bed, and I sent the text, so it's like I figured he was going to be still up, but he didn't get it till this morning, and he wrote back. And I just wrote back, to be honest, I was really upset about the delay in you getting back to me. And then I let it sit, and then like 2 seconds later I sent this. Hold on, let me just play my mom. Wait, do you have it, Noah?
I wish you.
got it.
I
Here we
wish you
go.
posted it on like Instagram because you could just repeat it over and over.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So then I sent Andrew.
It should be a doll that you like pull the string. And just kidding.
Julie Glaser
Should we
doll.
make it? If anyone makes dolls out there that can talk,
Just kidding.
just kidding.
Just kidding.
Or make us all dolls. That'd be great.
But I sent that because I hate pranks, and you know that I hate any kind of like, you think this for a second. I wanted to I sent them together, but the
Yeah.
video didn't arrive.
Yeah, it's always funny when a video's delayed when you're trying to set up like the punchline of the joke, and you're just like, "Fuck."
Oh,
and then you can't delete.
or you try to send a picture, and then you write a caption for it, and it sends, and you want the picture to go after it, and you're like, fuck, like cancel, because it just
Dude,
needs
that
to
happened to me when I was dog walking. I think I told you the story, but Ari sent a picture of his dad in boxers, and I was like,
Yeah.
And I zoomed in. I go, nice dad's dick, and then I sent it to a dog owner instead of back to the group chat. And it
Nice dad's dick.
just a zoom in of a dad's dick in boxer. And so I tried to like I was like, unsend, because I
my
could see it still
God.
working because I was in a basement for a comedy show. So I was like, oh, I have time. And then I didn't say anything. You know, like you can't write to that, hey,
No.
sorry about the dad's dick.
Hey, I'm on a chat with my friends, and he sent
Yeah.
a picture of his dad's dick, and
Nothing
and his
sounds good.
There's no explanation. I mean,
So-
even knowing you guys, I'm a little confounded at it.
So that was on the weekend, and so then I went in on Monday to walk the dogs, and I could tell he wouldn't like look me in the eye. Like I felt like a weird vibe from him that I never felt before, and I was like, "Hey,"
But you didn't write anything.
I didn't write anything. I just let it sit because I
Andrew?
didn't know because I thought I might have deleted it before it got there.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought maybe because
Is
it
there
was
any
still.
way to stop a text from sending mid-send?
I don't know. John Gruden would like that. For an email. I don't know. Okay.
I don't know who that is.
He's the one that just got fired for writing misogynistic and homophobic. He was a football coach.
Oh, I don't know.
They went through his private emails.
Is this our sports moment? Can we get it over with?
No, this isn't. This is
Oh,
emails.
they went through his private
This is
emails?
more of an email thing.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
So anyway, so I end up going to the guy. I go, hey man, did you get a text from me over the weekend? And he's like, yeah, I got it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it was a friend thing, and the dad's like it was his dad.
I would just write, listen, I know this is insane, but my friend, and like, I feel like guys understand
he's a cool guy. He got it. Like, but it
Noah.
definitely could have gone very awry.
Noah, do you have the video that one of our listeners sent of their dog's penis? Did I ever send you that?
Yes, you did.
Do you have it? Because I really want to show Andrew. I've been done. I cannot believe I've forgotten. I've sat on this for so long.
You sat on a
I mean,
dog's
I
dick.
couldn't. It would seriously come up through my throat.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't. It's,
I mean, some dogs have hogs.
wait. What's the biggest dick you can think of a dog having? Just give me what you think you believe. Because I gotta say, when
They
this
could
girl
be
wrote
long-
in and said
they're-
because I
they're-
was talking about Luigi's penis
Yeah.
being too big.
I mean, they're usually thin for a dog. If it's a thick cock,
Dude,
it's probably like a
I
Rottweiler or something.
have never seen anything like this.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Well, when Noah finds it, we'll watch it. But until then, stay tuned for this dog dick because it's gonna blow your mind.
Literally.
But yeah, I was really we got through such a good talk last night. That was like a really perfect friend conflict. And
I just feel like we're at a really good place right now.
Yeah.
And I don't, whatever whatever you're doing like towards me, like nice, like not like
I hate to
friendship
cut
wise,
Andrew
like,
off, but I have the dog's dick. Do you want to see
yeah,
it?
please do, because that was getting too sincere and I was getting really uncomfortable.
I felt
I
like
started
someone put a
sweating.
dog's dick in my mouth. I was like, a dog dick.
Okay. Noah, are you gonna put it up on the screen?
Yes, if this thing allows me to.
I mean, this is like Bigfoot footage. You like, I can't even.
Did the dog sign a consent? I'm feeling a little nervous.
I know. I asked the girl if we could show it, and she said yes. So this is totally consensual. The carpet that it was dragging on did not consent to be penetrated this way. Wait till
What
you
was
see
the carpet wearing?
Hold on.
Where is this dick? I'm so like, it's, oh my God, it's not downloaded.
It's not gonna let me show it.
It's that big?
This. Oh, it won't let you show it. No, if you text it to me, I can just hand it to him.
Okay.
And I don't think it's gonna fit. I'm gonna have to go get my iPad. It is so big, Andrew.
Should we put it on the big screen?
I mean, we will later. We'll transfer it on there. But
Might
yeah,
be
I mean,
too many gigabytes.
it was when this girl sent it to me. I just go, okay, your dog has a big dick. Let me just watch this video. And I was
Well, I tell you all the time, Rottweilers have sex butt to butt. They start doggy style, and then the male Rottweiler will turn around and bang her through his own legs backwards, because then he gets more, I guess.
they do the reverse doggy. They do your style. Where
Yeah, but they're both doggy.
Butt to butt?
Butt to butt.
that is so weird.
I know, but that's how thick and long their cocks are.
Oh my god! Wait, do they put it in doggy style and then they step over their own and they twist it around?
Oh yeah, I guess that's how it would have to happen. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Noah sent it to me. Oh my!
I mean, this is unbelievable.
I'm like, I can't wait for your reaction. Okay.
Okay.
You have a glove on, by the way.
Yeah,
golfing
golf glove. Okay, let's see this guy. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Andrew, describe what you're seeing.
It's purple. It's a monster. It's
How
an
big is it?
absolute monster. It's probably no joke. I mean, the dog isn't a huge dog.
No.
I'm going with like about a 7-inch thick hog. And then he blows himself at the end, which is cool.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
What?
Yeah, he sucks his own cock. I mean, why? How couldn't you? You're right there. I mean, it's already in his mouth, pretty much.
Yeah, it looks like an old, like, kind of sheepdog. Dude, he's walking like
Yeah.
he's just got off a horse.
I mean, maybe
He
he's
can't even-
maybe he's a quarter horse. I mean, that is
I would be embarrassed to walk that dog around.
yeah.
It was
Especially,
just,
I'd be embarrassed to be her husband. I couldn't fucking live with that dog in the house. I'd have to neuter everything. I'd neuter his penis and leave the balls. I'll tell you that.
I mean,
Every morning I'd wake up and be like, "Are you fucking serious?"
so we're back to a good place.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were in a good place last night. It was all good. It was
Yeah.
all gravy.
It was all gravy. I was just, yeah. It's just, I'm really just struggling with just having Kirsten come back and hang out so much. I love it so much, and I just get so sad when she leaves, and I blame like monogamy for it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I just blame. Like,
you blame that she's
I blame
married.
this. I blame the only friends I hang out with are single girls. Like once my friends get in relationships and like get married, it's just like, I know I've brought this up all this week, but it just, why does it have to be that? Why can't we all live
But
in
here's
communal?
the thing: if
like,
you got in
cults.
a very serious relationship, you might end up doing the same shit.
I want to stay
So-
friends with everyone. That's why I won't get in a relationship, because I don't like that when it starts
Yeah.
to be like, no, now it's just us and
Mm-hmm.
we're creating our own new thing. Like I want to take all of our friends with us. I don't want to say goodbye to this life. But I don't have to. That's the thing. I'm just like, oh, I have a satisfying sex life. We were even talking about, if I was in a long distance relationship or if I was with someone and we couldn't be together all the time because of my schedule or their schedule, how many times I would need to see that person a month for intercourse. Honestly, twice a week on Av would be great to have sexual intercourse and hang out with that person. I don't need more than that. I think I could sustain a relationship where we see each other 2 days a week. And then some days, obviously have weeks where we're together. But I generally think that's a good, and I don't mind if they hooked up a little bit with that,
Well, apply
without
that
me.
to your friendships. With Kirsten, you get 3 solid, amazing friendship days. You almost get her 100% exclusively.
Yeah.
Rather than a little bit here and there if you lived in the same town.
Right.
You might not see, when we live in New York or whatever, we see.
Seeing friends all the time. No, I was, dude. I was.
If you went to the Olive Tree, I guess.
No, I was meeting up with Sarah Lena and Elna and Anya every night.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
guess
know,
you saw your
Esther-
friends more.
To Andrew's point, Esther Perel talks about this, and you can't have your partner be your everything, your emotional
No.
support,
Yes.
your
And that's what I think people
golf
do.
partner. Yeah, exactly. So imagine how much richer your partnership with whoever you choose to be in a sexual relationship with and all that. How much richer it would be if you did have friends who fulfilled the things that your partner couldn't really fulfill.
Yeah, and then and to go back to your point, Noah, of kind of, or the thing we were talking about before about like mourning the loss of the moms we wanted or the partners we wanted, and like, yes, it would be amazing to have a partner who just checks every fucking box, and so you don't need anyone else. It just doesn't exist, and so there's gonna be, I might end up with someone who isn't funny, let's say. But like, okay, I have funny friends. It seems absurd that I would be with someone who isn't funny, would want a romantic relationship with someone who isn't funny. But I also have friends who aren't funny that give me other things that I don't expect them to be funny, or there's some things that I think are just deal breakers. Like I need a guy who fucking, goes down on me. But you can have like your friends for that.
In a funny way.
I
like,
mean, yeah.
well, think about like, what's her name? Alana Glaser. Like she
Yes.
married like a scientist who she like met on a train who like is the antithesis of what you would think
Yeah,
of.
I gotta take more trains. Sounds like
Wow.
these planes ain't getting me.
Nah, he's playing. No, you would think like, I don't know. I mean, I think like, yeah, you find someone that they don't have to fulfill everything. I just think at the end of the day,
that.
for me, I just want someone that can get along with everyone. Like that's
Me
the
too.
number one for anything.
Easygoing.
Easygoing.
Not someone that you have to worry about when you bring them to something.
Yes.
Because you know what? I can offer that too. Like I love when I've been in relationships and I've been brought into like a kind of high stress, I don't know anyone situation where they know everyone. And they say to me afterwards, and I've gotten this compliment a couple times, I never had to worry about you being like, oh, I gotta go make sure she's okay and not like feeling alone. Even if I am feeling alone, I can just sit there alone. I'm okay. Like I love that I can offer people that I'm self-assured enough, and I wasn't always like that. I would have been like, why are you leaving me? Like you didn't talk to me at all. It's like now I can really be secure enough in those settings and give that gift to someone who, has to do a lot of heavy lifting around family and friends or whatever. And also, even if I am feeling left out, they know that I'm not going to be like pouty later.
Yes.
And be like, because I've done that before too, of just being like, yeah, it was fun. It was fine. And just like, well, yeah. And they might leave you alone and they know you're okay, but they know that you're going to have resentment about it. Like I can truly now let go of that, I think, and realize going into a situation, this isn't the Nikki show. Like you can have that when you get home. He's not going to be doting on you all the time. You can't, if you want that, you're asking for a pushover, and you're not attracted to men that are like that. So I think that's kind of something I've had to.
And I think like with
struggle
that,
with.
it depends on like how, well, obviously with COVID now, but like,
There's nothing worse than being worried about someone else.
oh, at like a party.
At a party.
Yeah, yeah.
When you bring
yeah.
someone in and you're like having to like just make sure that they're not feeling awkward but saying that, I also want to say, Noah, if you ever go to something with me, like an event where you feel awkward and I go, no, I got you. I like that. But like a
Yes.
partner that you're just like, you can do this.
It's not as big of a deal as you're making it.
I'm not disrespecting you by leaving you over there. I want you to come along, but if you want to go over there, I'm going to leave you there and know that you're going to be okay.
I'm going to be by the shrimp cocktail party
Yeah.
over there eating some shrimp. You go hang out with people. I'll be fine. I'll be with the shrimp.
But I also love someone who is willing to admit that they're scared going into a social situation and is going to say, hey, listen, this is what I need from you. And I'll go, oh my God, thank you for this is what I can give you. Let's compromise.
Yes, there's a difference between here are my fears and I don't want to go because, dude, I fucking hate talking to people and I hate this and I hate just using the word hate all the time as opposed to like, oh no, I'm just scared. Like there's a difference between those two things.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, look, I get it. Some
It's so
social
hard to admit
interactions,
you're
some
scared.
social parties are the fucking worst. And you don't know anyone there. And you feel like you're out in left field. So you want to feel attended to by your significant other because you're so uncomfortable. But, like, there's a way to just be like, flow. Let's all just flow. But then it's interesting because then on the other end of that is like, yeah, let's just fucking float. Let's fucking eat acid at the party, do whatever. And it's like, whoa, that's too much flow.
Yeah,
That's too
you
much
drink. They drink a little too much. They get to be they're taking chances on the dance floor that you're like, I don't think that you'll want to see the still photo of that later on. Yeah, you just want someone, and I think this comes back to the best relationships are ones where each individual would be fine without the other person. You're not dependent in any way, like. That's what my old abusive therapist used to say, and I really do believe that was the one nugget I got from her, aside from the fact that I'm not a beauty, and that's okay, is that the best relationship is one that you can live with or without, and you'll be fine. Like the way Cher describes men. She's like, I think they're a luxury. They're not a necessity. My life is good. I might get a nice Bentley, but I don't need a Bentley to get around. Like I feel for the first time ever that and that's why Cher dated David Geffen for 18 months in the fucking 70s. David Geffen was gay.
Yeah.
For 18 months, he was in a love affair with Cher. They were the most in love he's ever been. They were deeply in love, lived together. It came out of nowhere. The first woman he'd ever been attracted to. And I'm like, oh, that's why Cher was just like, this guy actually adds to my life. Come along. I don't even care if you're gay before. Like, I just want you around, and until I fall in love with who did she fall in love with?
The guy that died?
That what are those brothers? The not Doobie Brothers, the Allen brothers, the Alan Parson, or the one of those brother bands. She fell in love with one of those. Greg Allman brothers.
Allman Brothers.
She fell in love with Greg Allman and kicked old Geffen to the curb. But I just like that because ever since I heard her say, she said so many great things of like, Mom, I just want you to marry a rich man. Mom, I am a rich man. And like, the men are a luxury. That she goes, I love men. They're like dessert. I love dessert. Do I have it? Do I need dessert? No, but it's nice to have sometimes. Like, and that's not insulting men of like, you're not shit. We don't need you. It's like, no, you would make my life better. But if I don't have you, I can still be okay.
Yeah, it's like women for me are just a hole in the wall.
Yes.
With hair.
In the wall. Although I do sometimes when I'm in a physical relationship, I miss masturbating. I miss like having a little quiet orgasm by myself in bed, like laying like in a sarcophagus.
But why can't you have that in a relationship? Oh, because if you live with someone,
Because
you're in the same
I'll
boat.
have to suck a dick. Like I have to like service someone, which I like doing as well. But
what about
sometimes I just want
like,
to service myself.
When you have like 2 days off from that person, do you feel like, okay, it's time to masturbate? Or you're like, okay,
No.
I'm kind of tired now. I don't even feel sexual.
No, sometimes sometimes I'm like, oh no, I just came a couple times the other day, so I don't need to. But there are sometimes where I'm like, I want to see what kink.com has out. Like they put out some new videos probably, and they've been making more videos steering towards my preferences because I think they're learning that, gangbangs should be supportive.
Well, they see your Poshmark purchases.
Yeah,
And
they
they
know
connect
what's
the
up.
dots.
Oh God, I have a couple bondage pieces saved on there. Okay, let's get to the news.
That news.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Happy Thursday, folks. It is Thursday, so we all know what that means. It is Thursday.
Oof.
Hope you're having all the swells out there. Nikki is...
I just got a canker sore burn in my ear. It's like coming
Whoa.
up through my ear. It's fine. I'm being a little bit of a baby.
No, you're not. Yeah,
I'm
you are.
a widow sicky baby.
Oh, you.
it's
What
called-
do you want in your bottle?
It's called the sick roll in psychology. Remember last night when we confirmed that we would both be really good psychologists, and then you said that there was math involved?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of math, but I
We both
remember.
go, we're out.
I remember I took one psychology class in college that I cheated every time on.
Yeah.
And I think I actually was given the final. I think I said my grandma died again, and she ate like an older new banana or something, and then like she had ham drip, and then no, but but they
You're doing
gave
all of
me.
our callbacks.
I got to take the test by myself, and I snuck in notes. And I still failed the test with the information in front of me.
I think the numbers that you saw, that the math was just the time of the class that you
That's true.
should have showed up for.
I didn't know what time it was. Okay, a house where have all the swells. Okay, a house when teen violently murdered. Oh, a house where teen violently murdered his mom and sisters features chilling Halloween display 20 years after the killings.
Okay, well that's awful.
Yeah, so John Sisling
20 years ago.
beat his mother and teen sister with a baseball bat.
Oh God.
I guess this is the
awful.
sports moment. And stabbed them.
God, that's so fucking funny. Fuck, dude. Okay.
And stabbed him with a kitchen knife before he plunged a blade into his distraught 6-year-old sister's throat.
Okay, I mean,
That's a tough
We don't need to
sentence.
hear distraught. I'm
a
guessing
tough-
she was distraught. His calm and placid 6-year-old sister who just watched her mother get beaten with a bat. I mean, this,
Specifics makes things so much worse.
and they don't know what she was at the time. They don't know if she was distraught. They're adding things
Yeah,
to
this
make
is
it
before
more.
baby cam and like TikTok where she filmed it.
Yeah.
There are
fuck.
3 gravestones around. Oh, so nowadays.
So the
there's-
people that live there now are paying
owners.
homage to the murders
Here's
by
the thing.
decorating it for Halloween.
It was their family's home. They've lived in it. They rented to this family where the killings happened. So it was there. It was like an
It was theirs to begin with.
Yeah. So it was like a weird.
That doesn't make it better. I mean, I think the sad thing here is that now this is
So now they have 3 gravestones. It's surrounded by police tape. There's evidence marker of a baseball bat on the porch, which is a little much. The front door has silhouettes on the glass with "Help Us" written in dripping red paint.
No.
Handprints
no.
on the front windows. The woman who grew up in the house. Okay, so this is the thing. I read
okay,
the article.
Yeah, what is the thing? Because this is not.
This house is well known for these killings, right?
Yes.
And so constantly, they live in the house now. Constantly, people will drive by and yell, "Oh, John killed the girl," whatever,
Yeah.
So this woman that owns it is like, "I'm aware what happened here."
Home run.
Yeah.
Grand
I think
slam.
it was a triple because 3 died. But baseball. She wants to go, "I'm aware what happened here. We know what
Leaning
happened
into it.
here." She leaned into it to show like we're
I
okay
think the
with
fact
it.
that a child died makes it like not okay. And I hate to be that person that's like, well, it's fine if it's adult, like having these caveats of like cancel culture or whatever. I just think it's so fucking tragic, especially
Yes.
since the 6-year-old was distraught. I didn't know that until
Yeah,
now.
she was distraught.
That no, I mean it's just it just is tacky and insensitive. What did you think of this? Kind of reminds me of the backlash that Kim Kardashian is getting for the OJ joke.
Oh.
Because she said, I can take a stab at it. And she said, he was the first black man I met. Let me, a stab in the dark. Something, what other
Yeah.
joke she made?
Something about him being distraught.
No, I don't think he was. He was,
He was
Calm
distraught.
as a
He was
cucumber.
distraught, if anyone.
yeah.
Anything.
He was distraught.
He was a distraught man. No, I think, I don't know.
Your glove that you're wearing looks shittier than the Bruno Mali gloves found at the crime scene.
Look, it does fit, so I can't quit.
I want to quit
This
podcasting
podcast.
with you. Wait a second. I really think that there is something about like murders where you're just like, God. I just think when there are children involved, we don't need to like the baseball bat on. It's too much. It's so sad. And it makes it almost
But
like
everyone else can joke about it, but then if you're close to it, you can't joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's been thousands
Yeah.
of OJ jokes, but because
oh
she
no, the
knew,
OJ jokes. It's like, listen, if I ever get stabbed, if I ever die tragically, and the murder is just like so horrible, so brutal, the so sad. I'm distraught. I'm 6. I'm telling you, I'm okay with jokes being made about it because that's how you deal with pain.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
But if you're close to it, that I
But
guess that's more of a
neck
problem.
wound, laceration, you can't. A joke ain't gonna solve that kind of pain. But yes, that is how people. I hope people make jokes about whatever kind of befalls me in the end. You know, I remember Sarah Silverman did a joke at one of the roasts about Jennifer Love Hewitt, and she said that Jennifer Love Hewitt, Jennifer Love Hewitt is here. Ugh, hi doll. People call you a young Audrey Hepburn. Is that weird to you that knowing you're gonna die of colon cancer? Because Audrey Hepburn died of colon cancer.
Oh, gotcha.
And I remember that getting a lot of ohs. And it's just like she didn't kill her. She's
Yes.
just acknowledging she died.
But the word cancer, people are like, my great uncle died of
But
cancer.
when Sarah says it, cancer. It
Yes.
sounds cute.
Yeah,
It is really fun to talk like her because it's like it just makes things like just more cute and fun
and fun.
and silly and like
dad died of cancer too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
anyway.
but I just think it's interesting that, like with Kim was close to it, so that's her joke to make. I think her dad died of cancer, actually, or heart attack.
yeah,
cancer, and then
Cancer.
This woman, it's her house. She should be able to make the joke. Like if anyone can make the joke, she should be able to make the joke. But I also think like it's interesting when like people put up scary decorations, but when there's a true story behind it, it adds so much more
Would
weight.
you rather someone stab you or beat you with a baseball bat to kill you? I just wanted you to like pick the weapon I choose.
been stabbed.
Okay, and so you know what that feels like. I don't yet though, so I want to just
think
see what it would feel like to
It
stab
depends
you.
where you're. It all depends on where you're stabbed and where the
Thanks, Noah.
where the baseball. Wait, what did you say?
Wait, okay, so let me offer you some choices of
Okay.
death. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
So let's say you have to be put to death, right?
Yeah.
Gallows?
What's the gallows again? Head chopped off?
No. Keep guessing.
Hung?
Vincent Gallo.
Hung?
He stabs you. No, yes, hung.
Okay.
So
Hung?
firing squad.
Okay.
Lethal injection.
Okay.
So we're going by like
Electric chair?
let's throw it in, but you're not going to choose that one. Who the fuck's going to choose that? Or getting hit by jumping off a building,
Okay.
like a tall building,
Baseball
or
bat?
a semi truck running you over at like 60 miles an hour.
Baseball bat?
I
And
don't
stab.
think no one's going to pick baseball bat in this.
Okay.
I mean, those would be far more injurious.
I think it's pretty easy there. Lethal injection. I mean,
Really?
yeah.
I've heard lethal injection's really painful.
Oh.
I don't think it's like that humane. I would probably go firing range for you.
Oh, for me.
No, I would do firing range for myself too.
But here's the thing. It depends where they're shooting you. That's all. Like, it's,
Well, I mean, I would say please aim for my head.
I guess a firing range.
This is very grim.
The
I'm
reason
sorry to talk
why I
about
wouldn't
this.
do it for you
Thanks.
is because I wouldn't know that
I'm twitchy and I
that-
might miss it and hit my jaw.
No, if I did it with like
And hit
6
my
other
cankers.
guys, I'd be upset that I don't know if I'm the one that
That's
killed
why
you.
they do it, so they don't know who did it. You want to know.
Yeah, I want to know I gave
that
you
you
that
were the
last
one.
shot. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next story.
Halloween. That's a good Halloween section.
That
right
was a
there.
really good Halloween segment. Sorry for the gruesome nature of it, but
Yeah, if you're
we went
triggered,
there.
go to that
And
person's
honestly,
house.
I just have one thing to say.
Just kidding.
Can we send that to Noah and have her?
I
put
did.
it? Oh,
I
okay.
did.
Black Mirror's killer robot dog grows huge penis. No, that's just funny to think of a robot dog with a giant cock. Became a reality. Terrifying 4-legged robot dog with a sniper rifle
I never saw the Black Mirror episode they're referencing, but okay.
on its back was unveiled at a trade show.
Unveiled.
Yeah.
Unveiled. I wish the lambs would be unveiled. Okay, so there was why are people making
I don't
murderous
know.
robots when we are so close to the robots being like, just turning their heads being like, I am smarter than you now.
Yeah,
Bow
but you
to
have
me,
a Roomba.
civilian.
A Roomba.
My Roomba would never hurt me.
Well, then they're going to say the robot dog would never hurt you. I mean, if you
But
put
I'm not strapping a rifle to my Roomba's back.
Maybe we should and sell it. That'd be pretty badass.
God, if one day my Roomba was just like, nom, 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 and then it just slowly was like,
Yeah.
Nikki, time to die. And it just like started like vacuuming over my feet. And I'd be like, Roomba, this is fucking ridiculous. What are you even doing? Get back to that dust.
Getting rid of Bunyan.
Trying to eradicate Bunyan.
It would be
Roomba,
funny if we
stop.
just, we should,
Roomba, no! And then it just like rolls over me and I get sucked into it and like it just climbs over. That would be like a horror movie where a Roomba just is like, and I'm like, no! And it's like my leg and it's just
Yeah.
crawling up my leg. And then it just like makes me all bloodied so then I bleed out.
and then it cleans it up.
Yeah, and then it goes like,
It's a perfect crime.
now cleaning. Roomba. And then Luigi high fives it.
Hey, look. This is a little dark. No, I'm just
Okay. What's the next news
wait,
story?
But I love that they call this thing a dog to like
Oh,
give
yeah,
it
that's
like
wrong,
it's
wrong.
kind of like Sarah Silverman saying cancer. It's like it's just a dog.
It's just a murderous little dog, puppy dog. It's just a robot that's gonna destroy us all, but it looks so cute.
dog. Yeah.
It's a little dog.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna definitely die by that.
I mean, we're gonna blame these nerds for hooking guns up to these robots, like those robots that look like the NFL one.
yeah, it's like
That's like,
can we
and
stop?
they always have a bunch
Boston
of nerds.
Dynamics. I used to
Yeah.
drive by it all the time where I worked in Boston.
Boston Dynamics.
Taunton, Massachusetts. I would drive by it and you're like, God, there's nothing good going on up in that road. Like you
In
just see the
Boston?
road. Well, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
we got to take a break. We'll be right back. It's time. You know what time it is. Sports. Here's Andrew's weekly sports moment.
Woo wee, boy! I love Thursdays.
Yeah, man.
This is the one.
And you put on your little sport glove for this one and your your golf hat.
I got it all, boy. Got him ready for my golf trip. I feel like if I wear it more, I'll beat my brothers. Okay, a fan caught a ball in her friend's prosthetic leg during a White Sox game. So they were waving this girl's leg at the outfielder.
With a mitt at the end?
No, just the hole of the prosthetic leg.
Oh, and it's
And
landed
they caught
in
it in the hole.
No
Yeah,
way.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's thicker than
awesome.
you think. It's a thigh thickness. So
Oh, okay,
baseball,
so the top of it, like
yeah,
the hole of the top.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, it does look like one of those scoops, those like lacrosse kind of netted. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I love this. I love.
I love a prosthetic leg being used as a prop and just
Yes.
like owning it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fun.
I wish if I lost my legs, I pray to God that I could have a sense of humor about it.
I know.
I saw this one, this TikTok where this guy gets on the leg machine at a
and
gym and he has no legs and he's like. Like he forgot today that he
That's
had
so
no
funny.
legs. And it's just like, oh my, fuck yeah, own that shit.
There's just something so hot about a guy with one leg that's like in shape. No offense to people that are like being. I would think that most people, but there's like a really fit guy that
Yeah.
you think it's lost in the war or like he blew it off cleaning his gun or whatever, like or
A robot dog bit it.
yeah, Roomba attack.
That one guy, that one dog, his dick hit it.
There's just it's so hot for summer. I love a guy with a limp. I gotta, and I'm not trying to like sexualize or what's it called, fetishize that, because I know that I once had a friend that was really into women with stumps and like prosthetics, like actively was horned up for it. And so
But why not? That's great.
yeah, but
I don't. When does a fetish? Why is a fetish bad?
I'll tell you, I would definitely think about being with someone younger, but if they had a MILF fetish where they're like, I like that you're older, like that's the reason they wanted to be with me, it would feel icky. And I
Yeah,
think
but
that
you
a
have
lot of times,
prosthetic eyelashes.
that's true. If that was why, then because if they liked my little stumpy lashes.
You can catch a baseball with
No,
those.
I have pretty. No, I don't have fake ones on right now. By the way, don't you dare blame me for that. I wear them on my theater shows. I wear fake ones, but I will say that I think I can't speak for the Asian women, but I do hear that Asian women it sucks for them because sometimes they're fetishized when they think it's just a guy wanting to go out with them, but it's really about. And it just makes it not about you. Like when I got upset last night, it was because I thought you were saying you only hang out with me because I'm your boss, and I was like. That makes me feel that is a facet of our relationship and that you do like about me probably, and that I give you opportunity and believe in you and all the things that come with being your employer. Yeah. But also, that's it. Like that's what I would feel if it was like if someone had a MILF fetish.
My thing is that if you have a prosthetic leg, right? A lot of people are instantly ruling you out because of that. So if there's a small percentage of people that are like really turned on by it, if I had a prosthetic, I'd be like, fuck yeah, thank you.
I will say if men were into bunions, I would. If you only like me for my bunions, so do I. I only like them.
That's what I'm
I'd
saying.
Be into it.
My point being is like a lot of people rule you out probably after they saw your feet.
Yeah, they probably would.
Yeah.
I went to a foot fetish party for Not Safe, and the guy was just like, ugh. You've never seen that clip? He just goes, nah, that's not for me. And it was actually offensive. And then one guy was massaging my feet, and he said he was getting excited.
Wait, can we go through what happens at a foot fetish party? Like you go in and they go, take off your shoes, and then
you go in and there's women hired to either be like kind of models, foot models that walk around and they'll walk on guys' feet. They'll like, a guy will lay on the ground and a woman will just put her feet on the man and they'll suck their feet and they get tipped and things.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly men paying to be there and women being paid probably by.
So you take your shoes off and the guy goes.
He was just like, yikes. Okay. And I go,
can we get this girl some prosthetics?
And then I put my feet together. It was a really funny clip. I put my toes together and did this.
Yeah.
Like this, like I was concocting an evil plan. I think I could probably still do it. It was
like
really
making
funny.
a potion.
Yeah, because I'm pretty dexterous with my toes. Yeah, so
but yeah, anyone that owns that shit, that's awesome. And
I like that it was the girl's friends too. The girl was just like, guys, stop it. They were bullying her and we're like, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, give me back my leg.
Yeah. Like my friend who used to pee her pants when she laughed, like that was like a true disability she had. Every time she laughed too hard, she would piss her pants a full bladder. Not just a little squirt, full bladder. And we used to just surround her when we thought it was happening and try to get her. Me and Kirsten would fight each other to be like, no, I was the one that made her pee. Almost like a firing range. Being like, no, it was me. It was mine. And I'm
There's
like,
something about a full bladder that just makes it so much sadder because it takes. That's a 30-second like.
Dude, she
you're
didn't
just
have
waiting.
She didn't have any power to stop her pee stream. Because one time I was peeing. She was over at my house and I went in the bathroom and was peeing. We were talking and I couldn't hear her, so I stopped my stream to be like, "What'd you say?" And she goes, What did you just stopped and started again? And I go, yeah, everyone can do that. And she's like, I can't. Once it starts, it all goes out. And I was like, oh, huh. Okay.
Has she ever controlled it or no?
No. And when those commercials came out that were like, gotta go right now, gotta go. I was like, get on that stuff. Talk to your doctor about Laracel or whatever the fuck it was.
It probably like makes your fucking ears fall off, but then you can stop your piss.
Yeah.
Fanthrax.
I mean, she was born prematurely, so she also has this thing on her eye that her doctor said that one day. I start laughing because it's so funny the way the doctor described it. But they said that like one day her eye she'll go blind in one of her eyes, and that the curtain will close. It'll be like a. And we just always pictured like two little guys on the side of her eyes being like, and it's time to like the end of the show, and then like. People come out and bow and flowers. Yeah. Like we would. And one time we were swimming in the pool and she was like, "Guys, the curtain's closing! The curtain's closing!" And we were like, "Encore!" But it hasn't closed yet, so she's okay for now.
There's got to be something you can do about that. Some kind of stitches to put on your
get
eyelid.
A cool eye patch. She'll be fine.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
No, she'll deal. But it is sad. I mean, but blindness, I can't think of anything. Honestly, I really would rather lose my ability to walk than to go blind.
I know, but I've never heard someone go blind just because their eyelids don't work.
No, it's not their eyelids, dude. It's like macular degeneration. But it would happen like boom.
I thought when you were talking about curtains, like there were two little guys pulling the eyelids together, like two little
curtains. That's insane. That is insane that you thought that might be a thing. That your eyelids would just permanently close and they could never pry them apart.
I pictured
Andrew.
two little guys pulling.
They
Like,
would just surgically remove your eyelid if it refused
yes,
to
that's
open
what I'm
up
saying.
like
That's what
a stingy clam.
I took it too literal.
Oh my God, we used to call this one guy Quam Eyes because he kind of talked like this. Like he talked with his mouth like this, just like because he wanted to. And we used to call him Quam Eyes because his eyes, a lot of people do have clam eyes. I'm jealous of them because their eyes meet the same up as down. Do you know, like they come together in the middle instead of mine the top comes down. But Quam Eye people, because he had that like this, we called him Quam Eyes. And his eyes were like under the sea, and they were widow quams. And then there are times Steve Buscemi has quam eyes.
Oh yeah,
You know, where it's like it both. So send in your quam eye submissions.
Looks like a pug.
for our next Fanthrax. Hey, can I go to the bathroom before we get to Fanthrax?
Yeah. Yes.
Or maybe Andrew can just herald us in to
Yeah,
it.
I can herald.
Okay, you hold the show while I pee. It's gonna be very, very fast.
Okay, yeah, I got it. All right, Noah, let's start out Fanthrax. Oh man, Avi sounds happier than ever. So what do we got first here? I'm excited.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like we need to wait for Nikki to come back.
No,
Okay.
start her up. I'll fill her in. So Noah, yeah, let's read this one. Noah's famous. She's Tucson famous, which is you're like an
No.
R-rated celebrity.
Nikki is
Or
famous.
like something low on the alphabet.
Nikki is so famous that she got me recognized in Tucson at an REI
Yeah, story
yesterday.
of my life. Story of my life.
I gotta put back on my Taylor Swift shirt. I put over my jumper because I'm going strong now. I think this is like day 7
Of Taylor?
of a Taylor Swift shirt, and some might be a repeats, but they're different shirts. I want to be.
Did you have to take off your whole romper?
Yeah, I had to take off the shirt to get up to the romper, but I'm back. Okay, Noah. Yeah, you got spotted at REI by someone who recognized your voice. It was so cute.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Can I just read this part of the message, which is already giving me a hot flash? Okay. He goes, I just realized I saw you and Avi at REI tonight. I was listening to the pod before I got there and overheard you talking. I was like, man, that voice sounds really familiar. Then I looked you up on Instagram, and sure enough, it was you.
Oh my god. And you remember this guy?
So, yes, because then, of course, I go and I look him up on Instagram, and I went
Wait,
and
how did you know that this guy was on Instagram?
From his profile.
from the message that he sent to the
you looked
pod.
him up from the message. Got it. I thought you
Yeah.
were like saw him in REI and there was a new kind of Shazam for people's faces.
No. And then I do remember
Siri, who's this guy following us?
I was looking up the leggings and stuff, and I just see this guy kind of looking at me, but I didn't I was I don't
You
know.
thought
I was
nothing
just-
of it. You were just
I
like,
didn't think-
oh, you might think I'm cute, or you might have overheard our conversation, or
Yeah, and I just find that people here in Tucson are very sociable and just friendly. You know, they just
you met
casually
some of your
talk.
best friends in a parking lot.
6 of them. I met 6. Well, eventually became 6 friends. So yeah. So hi and thank you. I hope that I didn't say anything weird.
I love that. And can I just beg our listeners, if you see us out and about, maybe you're not, maybe you don't even want to, but say hi. We would love it. Would you have loved it, or what do you feel?
I would have been okay. So you remember I was
Shook.
My sister-in-law and my brother took me on vacation when we were doing the radio show. It was maybe 2 months in, and it was a Ritz-Carlton. It was a very nice hotel.
Oh
and
yeah, I remember that.
we were at breakfast, and my nephew just kept going, Auntie Noah. And someone at a table nearby overheard. I think her name was Steph. And she comes over and she goes, are you the Noah from the Nikki Glaser radio show? And I was just my whole world. It was in the Wonder Years where they zoom out of Kevin's head and there's that narrator, that narrator
Yeah.
voice.
Yes.
I was just what is happening? And she was so sweet. She said she would listen every morning. And I couldn't believe that I got recognized at that point. That's how famous you are.
people do love you, and they love your voice as I'm talking over it. No, it's it makes me so happy when people give me letters to give to you, which by the way, I do have actually I have it over here.
No, please don't.
I won't read it.
Okay.
But I do have more letters from our Maybe these are from last week. Anyway, let's get to one of the voice memos, or you were gonna read one.
Let's play a voice memo.
Okay.
Hey, no jerky, bestie Kristen here, longtime listener and fan. So I have a mispronunciation story, and I also want to shout you guys out for giving me some courage recently. So my mispronunciation story takes place like 10 years ago. I was in middle school, and my long-distance bestie and I were hanging out at her grandparents', doing what we always did, making updates to our Tumblr pages. Well, I was Googling something, and I needed to minimize a pop-out window. But instead of saying that, I said minimize. And I've pretty much pronounced it that way ever since. I hope that doesn't make me cool. Next thing is, Nikki, I have to shout you out. You brought me so much light during COVID, and I can never thank you enough for being my Taylor Swift. I remember how you've openly talked about attending comedy shows alone and how much you enjoyed it, and so you inspired me to get tickets to your show this Friday in Durham, North Kakalaki. I've spent more than I've ever spent on shows or tickets so that I could get a seat in row A. I'm so excited for Andrew and Anya and the whole gang, so thank you for giving me the courage to attend the show alone. Look out for me because I'm going to be wearing these snakeskin boots I bought after seeing how hot you looked in your pink ones. Also, Nikki, your voice sounds adorable, and you'll be welcomed with open arms in Durham no matter what canker sore procedure you just had. Also, P.S., I love how that one bestie who wrote in one time said how they wrote out their voice message before recording, and so I did the same thing. Love you guys.
I could tell.
Oh, I love her. Oh my god.
I don't want to minimize that, but that was fantastic.
I'm just like, I don't know if our listeners get the same joy from hearing these as we do. But Jesus Christ, what was her name?
Kristen.
Kristen. Make sure you DM me, girl, and let me know. I want to meet you, so I'll give you a little meet and greet, bump up, because thank you so much for. Did she say she bought 4 tickets?
I didn't hear 4 tickets, but she said that it was, she had saved up and spent a good amount of money, and she's looking forward to it.
I mean, I am like overwhelmed by people spending their hard-earned money on a ticket to see me. That show's going to be super special now, more so than ever, and it's tomorrow night.
And my little brother and his wife's going to be there.
Oh, that's awesome. No, yeah. I'm going to really give it my all now because...
my brother. Yeah, for my brother.
No, not really.
For my brother.
Well, I'm taking it back down a couple notches, Kristen. But what did she say? She's going to be wearing pink boots?
She got
snakeskin boots.
Oh, yes. Mine are, I hope they're not real, but I'm assuming they're not.
I'm assuming they are. It sounded like they might be.
Nah, it's all right. I'll allow it. This girl can do no wrong in my book. I loved that note. I love that she wrote it out. I love that another bestie kind of encouraged her to do that, because I bet there's a lot of people that are like, I'm going to fuck it up, and I'm going to say something stupid, and then it's going to like beep, and then it's going to be too late, and then Noah's going to play it. We're going to get made fun of. We won't do that to you, by the way. And if you come to my show, let me just make sure you know, I am never, if you need to go to the bathroom and get up in the middle of me telling a story and it's really quiet, I'm never going to be like, look at this guy taking a fucking dump. Or this girl's, wait up, where are you going, Missy? I'm never going to call you out. I understand panic disorders. I understand anxiety. I understand having to go to the bathroom. I want you to be as comfortable as possible and never feel trapped. You can run out screaming and I will never be like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I'm never going to do that. So feel free to come to my show and sit in the middle and don't be worried about, oh my God, I'm going to be trapped. She's going to it's going to be too weird for me to get up and then everyone's going to see and she's going to make fun of me. I will not do that to you. I promise. Unless you're wearing a really dumb shirt. Just kidding. But I really won't.
Yeah, I will.
Don't do it during Andrew's bit, but mine, I promise. Just hold it for Andrew's, but during mine, I will not make fun of you. All right, let's get to...
do you want to read the next one?
Yeah, that one.
Which one?
Or maybe it's not the one that I think, but...
Do you want to read one of the letters that someone gave you?
Oh, yes, sure. I'll read this. Sure. Okay, this says Nikki. Hold on. Let me open the card. Someone gave me in New York a Starbucks ornament that says New York on it. And she also got me a Starbucks gift card. Another person also got me a Nikki Glaser survival pack, or what are those things where it's like they
emergency kit.
Emergency kit. Thank you. And it was
for your bunker.
Yeah, and it was a Starbucks gift card, the ordinary hydrating serum that I talk about, And what was the other thing on it? Oh, maybe it was the one with the Taylor Swift dog leash. And it was something else that was really funny. God damn it. I'm sorry. Maybe candy or no, it was a protein bar. It was a vegan protein bar. So good. Thank you so much. Forget the name of the person that gave that to me, but it was really, really nice. Shake it off. Oh my God, this is a Taylor Swift card. I know cards can be overwhelming for you, so I'll keep this short. You saved me from one of the darkest periods of my life simply with a podcast episode. Your feature on Esther's Weird Adults podcast. Oh, awesome. So, guys, check out me on Weird Adults with Esther, Little Esther. No matter what path you take in your career, your 5 fans, true fans. I was like, what? 5 fans. Your true fans will always have your back. We love you for you. Your stand-up does not make up your entire identity. Thank you for getting me tickets to the sold-out show. Your bestie, Christine. Christine, thank you so much for that. And read this other one really quickly. This girl gave me this was from Jen. She gave me the cup. She said, I'm not always creative with gifts, but I know you like Starbucks. Maybe you'll spot John Mulaney again. Oh, the old John Mulaney at Starbucks. Yesterday,
There's
actually.
stuff written on the back, too.
Sometimes I draw what a whole grain looks like for my patients, but I secretly think it looks more like a vagina. Thought you may enjoy my dual artwork. That does look like a vagina, a whole grain. What does this bitch do?
What kind of patients, yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's a nutritionist or
gotcha.
a gluten
If you don't
anti-gluten
like whole
advocate.
grains, but if you love pussy.
Yeah, the guy that looks like a stressed out like Starbucks barista, John Mulaney.
So John Mulaney 4 months ago?
Yeah. I saw him yesterday with Kirsten at the Starbucks, and I did the thing that I hate when people do where I whispered to Kirsten, I go, look, behind you, John Mulaney. And then she looked up and he was looking at us right when after he saw me whisper to her. And I hope that he thought that I was like, that guy looks like John Mulaney, because John Mulaney's hot. It's not a bad thing. But I thought, it seemed like we were making fun of him, because then she laughed because it was so uncanny, but not because it felt so bad.
Didn't you almost want to say something?
Yes, I did, but I didn't, and I should have.
Yeah.
My canker sores were hurting so bad. I was just like, I'm just going to let him think that we were bullying him. I'm sorry. I'm
You'd
sorry,
have to throw
John.
the coffee in his face.
I know. All right.
Do we have another voice one or no?
You and that glove.
What's up? You jealous?
We have so many voice messages. This one comes from Maddie.
Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I'm Matus, who made all of those posts in the Nikki subreddit. But none of them are negative though, so I just want to say that. Also, you just put my story on your story, and if I knew you were going to do that, I probably would have written something curt, so I'm glad that I didn't. But yeah, anyway, I just want to say, but like during the whole pandemic, when you were still doing the You Up podcast, I was in the exact same situation as you, because I was living this amazing life in a different city with loads of friends that I've always wanted. And I had to like move back in with my parents, even though I felt like way too old, and I didn't know what was going to happen next. I was like oh my God, I was so depressed. And listening to You Up every day, oh my God, like you have no idea how, oh God, like what that did for me. It really, really helped me. So yeah, like that's all I really wanted to say. And yeah, all the swells, and don't be curt.
What was his name?
Maddie.
Oh my God, Maddie, thank you so much. I get really teary-eyed when people talk about last year and like listening to that podcast, because that podcast was really hard for me to do because I was so depressed. And some days it was like running a marathon with prosthetic legs, which I don't understand what that would be like, but it really was like
easier.
A lot easier. It was the last thing I wanted to do, and it was so hard, and I was so sad. And I feel like it got me through it too, because I guess I was thinking about those people that were listening. I can't even believe people were listening. I was in such a bad place. I'm glad that it helped people, but man, I was so alone then too. It makes me feel better in retrospect. Even though maybe I didn't know it at the time, I think that like I felt like the hands of all the people on my back when I was sitting in that chair in my dad's office, and like It was a hot summer day. I just remember being so depressed and being like, I don't want to do this fucking podcast. I have to just talk by myself. I don't have anything to talk about. And poor Noah would have to like edit it later on and like listen to me ramble about like, my brain was so in a bad place. But there's something, when I picture that time, I honestly start picturing like all these people listening and like how I wasn't alone. And like that podcast actually probably saved me. And honestly, thank you to everyone who listened to that and who listens to me now still. And because you put up with a lot here too. But I really love you.
Just kidding.
No, I promise I meant everything. But just kidding is really fun to just drop in.
Hey, are you excited about my brother being at the show tomorrow?
No.
You're supposed to
So
say
let's
yes.
get.
You're supposed
No,
to
I know.
say-
Of course, I know that I was supposed to say yes and then just kidding. But it's funnier that the thing you expected me to do.
I know, I got it. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Wait, what'd you say?
Just kidding.
Wait, more time, Mom.
Just kidding.
It really helps.
It's the best.
Final thought.
Fuck me.
Do we have one more?
Yes.
Wait, can you read the one that you sent to us today?
Oh,
yeah, I said
from
it.
Andrew. Andrew, you should read it.
Yeah, will you read that one, Noah? Okay, just kidding.
No, I don't give
love
a
this.
shit. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Get that dog's dick out of your mouth and read it for us, Andrew.
Okay. Here it is. I had gallbladder surgery yesterday, and when I woke up in my room, my nurse kept asking me random things about you. I was answering all her questions, but I was a little confused. Then when one of my doctors came in, he was telling me that during the whole surgery recovery, I was telling them that Nikki Glaser is my best friend. Just kidding. No, LOL. Really having all the swells. Hope you guys are staying well. So this girl
That's
in her
from Amanda.
What's her name?
coma state
Amanda.
Amanda.
was
Dude, that makes me so happy that you even like the stuff we say when we're in anesthesia state.
yeah, Anastasia.
When
yeah,
we're
from,
when we're anesthetized.
American Idol. Yeah,
Fantasia. When we're Anastasia Komaninsky. No, when that shit's so embarrassing. Even the stuff like Kirsten said that a couple times last night. She said I was saying full sentences. I was just like talking in my sleep, and I know what I was dreaming about. I'm really scared of what I might have said. I can only imagine the shit that I would say to an anesthesiologist.
Can she tell you what you said?
She said it was just like me being like, and I just think that. And it's just like I was talking that loud. But she said it was nothing specific, but I was like, whew, because I had some incestual
Oh,
dreams.
incest?
Kind of incestuous. Do you know what that means?
Oh, not incest.
No, yes.
Oh,
Like that's a common, I'm not embarrassed to admit that sometimes my dreams get a little incesty. You've never had that happen where you're like, something happens with a family member, sexual? Yikes. Nikki just admitted. You know what? And
with who?
with
your cousin?
No,
or-
you don't know. And honestly, I don't mean any of this. I was
Just kidding.
so. No,
Wait,
but
you're having incest dreams?
I have incest dreams sometimes, and I'm not.
Just kidding.
I'm serious, dude. Noah, have you ever had a dream where you're like, ew?
Okay, I'll give this one to you. I never had incest dreams, but I had a dream that I was like kissing someone and I was sharing a bed with my sister and I woke up and I was kissing her head.
Oh my God, that's so. You just actually had an incest moment. That's hilarious. Oh God, it's so humiliating, but we can't help it. Okay, listen.
I had a dream that I was blowing my brother while his dog watched, and when I woke up, just blowing his dog.
Oh, thank God. That would have been so embarrassing.
It would have been so weird.
Okay, look at this. I just
Wait,
Googled incest
are you not going to
dreams.
say who you were banging?
Literally name a family member I've dreamt of banging them.
Shut the front door.
And I come from a Catholic family. We've got many. I have a lot of relatives. These are 5 common sex dreams aren't actually about sex. Number 1, sex with your boss. Number 2, cheating. This is an article from archive.attn.com. 3, sex with your best friend. I haven't had a sex dream about you. 4, incest. Incest may be the most unsettling sexual act to dream about. If you've woken up horrified from a dream about sex with a parent or other family member, it doesn't mean that you are sexually attracted to them on a subconscious level. These dreams tend to reflect tension or distance in familial relationships. Sex with a parent may have to do with transitioning into adulthood or becoming a parent yourself. Sex with any family member can be about acceptance, deep forgiveness, a longing to be closer, or just what you really want. I'm just kidding. Or healing a rift.
Just kidding.
So, just kidding. But I am really flattered that someone just thought they were friends with you. Are friends with me. I honestly, you are.
Yeah, you don't have to lose a gallbladder to admit it either.
What is a gallbladder? And like, what? Why?
I guess we don't need it. I think it's one of those, which is
Are
weird.
you sure?
Yeah. Like a pancreas.
The gall.
Not the pancreas, the appendicitis.
The gall of God giving you a organ you don't need.
Well, you have the bladder and then the gallbladder, I guess.
The
Is that what it
gallbladder,
is?
I think, is the one that gives you bile, which you definitely need.
You definitely need that.
Oh, so
to
sorry
know when
that you lost your gallbladder.
You need to stop throwing up if you're bulimic out there.
I mean, that's... Hopefully she's
Please
okay.
don't be.
I guess she's okay. I guess you just did.
Yeah, let us know if your gallbladder is okay and if you had it removed or what was going on and how we can all prevent that from happening to us.
Maybe we could put a prosthetic
We gotta
in
go. That is so, but I'm so flattered by that. I what a treat that someone thought about me when in there. Like, have you ever been under anesthesia?
Yeah, with my asshole. Colon.
Oh, that's right.
Colonoscopy.
Okay.
It's weird.
Did you say anything weird?
I did have vision. I had visions of like they knew like I was awake while they were flipping me around. And I had like visions of them like pointing at my and laughing at my penis.
Okay. Well, that.
But it was my uncle, so it's completely. It's just about familiar.
Is there a thing called ancest where it's like incest but with like ghosts of your ancestors?
Whoa! Why you think
like
that
you
happened?
blow your old like uncle, great uncle
Who you never met before?
Tony? Yeah.
I don't know, but he might have been in that surgery room. But I just kind of have a weird memory of them like flipping me around and like.
I mean, I want to hear if you're a bestie and you've witnessed people on anesthesia. What's the weirdest thing you've heard someone say?
Yeah.
And did you tell them afterwards what they said? Let us know. We'll hear from you next week with Fanthrax on Thursday. We have so many. They're just piling up. We got to get through them faster next week. Maybe we do a whole episode of them
I think
coming
so,
up.
yeah.
Thank you for dealing with my canker sore drama this week. We are healing up. I can't wait to see you in Durham tomorrow night and then in Charleston on Saturday night. Thank you so much for going to shows. And then Indianapolis next weekend, Milwaukee next weekend. And yeah, can't wait. And I love you guys. And
Jacksonville.
Florida. Or Oregon.
Or Missouri.
Oh.